Thanks so much to our title sponsor, Visit Bloomington. We would not be here without them. Check them out, visitbloomington.com.
Hey, say, honey, let's go out to eat. Relieve our culinary duties. With all these restaurants to sweep us off our feet, they're bound to turn us into foodies. No dishes, no dishes, no dishes. We'll have a bottle of wine, relax and have a good time. No dishes, no dishes.
All right, we're back with another episode of the No Dishes podcast. I'm very excited to have our guest, the man, the myth, the legend, Chef Lee.
Hi-yo! Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
that was very Bruce Lee-ish. We were talking about
man,
doing potential...
You gotta be swift with the hands.
Ha, ha.
You gotta be swift. Most times it's usually elbows.
Yeah, whatever you do, just don't break the table. I know you see that word just like... Ha.
No, we don't break the table. We go through tables.
Oh, I didn't know you were...
Wrestlers go through tables.
Oh, see, I didn't know you were a Bills fan.
Oh. Well, thank you for having me here. Yeah. Now it's over because he's insulting me with the Bills fans. I'm out.
Oh, I didn't know. Are you? Is your team in the AFC East?
I'm old school, so I'm still like I couldn't watch the 49ers because I'm not a Purdy guy.
Right. Okay.
New school, but you gotta give him time. But when the Green Bay and San Fran watch, that's a hard game for me to watch.
Yeah.
I'm a Green Bay fan.
Green Bay. Okay, there it is.
I'm a Green Bay fan. Favre.
So the insult is that I said another cold weather team.
Yeah,
because you think of like cold.
And I'm not
like
even a cold weather fan.
Yeah,
that's why I moved down south because I don't want to be up there anymore.
You're like, as soon as I saw the dome and then Lucas Oil with the retractable roof, you're like, I'm just going to Indy.
Hey, listen. So as a kid growing up in the hood, they teach you about your major cities. You know, your city capital, your state capitals. And as a kid, I always wanted to come to Indy.
Really?
Always. So I grew up, bro, in inner city Gary, 70. So I really didn't come myself until like 77, 78 as a, 8, 9, 10-year-old. I'm like an even number kid. And, the lifestyle's completely different. And so they teach you all these things. Like, if you want to be there was still that ambiance of you can be what you can be, all you can be, and get out of the city because it's still Mill City. It's and so for me, it's always been, hey man, I always wanted to come to the capital. Always. Like we did school trips. They bring us down to the Indianapolis Zoo.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, just geeked out as a kid.
Yeah, you're like, big city, let's go.
And so for me to be able to escape where I grew up and then find my way to Indianapolis and live there for 10 years was just amazing for me.
So
I know we jumped all over.
No, I love that. Let's dive right into that. Can you take me through the steps of, growing up in Gary?
Yeah.
And then what was the move from there?
I found pro wrestling, bro.
Yeah, you were showing me a picture right before we started.
I found pro wrestling. Pro wrestling got me out.
How old are we talking?
So my mom was from Mississippi. So for the wrestling fans out there, old school wrestling is so southern, so south. And for some odd reason, or however, she found DVDs, or I'm sorry, VHSs.
Yeah.
And we used to watch something that and it still amazes me that I can still see this in my head to where I'm a kid jumping off our little roof onto the mattress that I drug outside.
Yeah.
And then I fast forward. It's like I'm age 16. And for those who don't know what skitching is.
Skitching with a K?
Yeah. It's holding on to the side of the car door while someone drives and you're like surfboarding on the concrete.
We do not endorse this. Do not try this at home.
Listen, kids at home, do not try this at home.
This is how a podcast gets sued and shut down.
Canceled nowadays.
Yeah.
So, but I was always an action junkie. Like, but then at the same time, I was like the biggest band nerd, bro. Like, my arch enemy took my girlfriend in the 7th, 8th grade. Took my dream out of high school.
Do you still remember his name?
I can't say it.
I know. I was just curious.
Bro, I punched him in the face many a time. Many a time,
First names are okay. You can use a first name.
I can use the first name?
Yeah, no one will
But there's
know by
only
first
one
name.
person in my world that knows his first. Okay, so Henry Cockrell. I'm just going to say it. I ain't scared.
Call him out.
I ain't scared.
Yeah, Mama didn't raise no.
No, she didn't raise no chumps. So for me, I ever since the 4th grade, I've always wanted to be a wrestler, bro. And we grew up through school all the same time, same area, same neighborhood. And I shared these thoughts with him because I'm a kid. We were kids.
Yeah.
And so we get to 7th, 8th grade, took my girl's first kiss because I didn't have any kahunas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that burned me. And then my life kind of like took a different whirl around the world before I got to wrestling. Because I got to wrestling late age. You want to get there when like 16, 17. I didn't get there until 25 after I had my son. So that kind of put like a little dent in my pocket.
Right. Were you still in Gary at that point?
So I was in, so I had got married, moved forward, and I had a son, but we're still in that tri-state area.
Okay.
So I'm still a region rat, man, to
Yeah.
the day I die. And I got a great region rat story for like here.
Let's go.
All right, so
we'll get back.
We'll get back.
I'll bring
to
it back. I'll bring it back.
Okay, cool, thanks. So there's this guy named Steve who works for Ivy Tech.
Yeah,
And
Steve Bryant?
Yeah.
He's been on.
So him and I had a conversation at this random event that I did. Come to find out he's from the same area that I grew up. And
Yeah.
I got to hear his story. Bro, inspired me to no end because I saw myself in his eyes through a different skin color and like just like he was a bread guy. I was a chip guy. Like we did the same thing, just different areas.
Yeah.
And so I ran into this college kid. He came into my shop and my shop is never open unless I know you're coming. But for some odd reason, I'm moving groceries in to do an event, and he comes in. It's like, hey, I'm looking for a job. And I'm like, bro, all I can offer you is like, dishwasher every like so often because I'm still a small shop.
Yeah.
But I was going up to see my daughter, and we were going to go do some housework for my daughter. It's like, hey, man, if you want to make a little more than what I can offer you here, you need to let me kidnap you for like 3 days. This kid got in my vehicle on Saturday. We didn't come back until Tuesday. I got his whole life history.
Yeah.
He is actually a kid from my old neighborhood.
No way, man.
Bro, it threw my mind completely out of whack. Like his aunt lives right down the street from my daughter's house. So all I had to do was just drop him off. He showed up for 2 days, worked. I mean, and to have that same connection, to be like, all right, someone else paid it from that region, to have the kid that lived. And then come to find out, there was a couple other events that I met other kids when I tell the same story of where I'm from, that they're from there too. Like no one really talks about how you get out of where you live.
Yeah.
Like you can move a couple hours away, but you are so disconnected from there. You can completely change your life. And so we haven't had that opportunity to, pay it forward and, claim that title region rat because most rats don't take care of their own. You're fit for themselves. But Steve gave me that inspiration, like, all right. And that kid just happened to show up like a week after that conversation.
Wow.
Bro.
So like, man, just like the timing, just meant to be.
Yeah, it was meant to be. So Ethan,
My man,
Ethan, E-Dog, he's a good kid. He's a good kid. He's taking marketing. So, but he's working.
Still working for you?
Part-time. Well, not,
whenever,
whenever I need him.
Yeah.
Like,
because you're not open 7 days a week.
No,
or
and the cool part is, he still stays in contact and he wants to cook, but he's got other aspirations, and I'm just happy that I get to be a part of someone else's life. That it doesn't matter where you come from; it's just how we connect.
Yeah.
And the way the world is today, I don't see kids going out knocking on doors looking for jobs.
Yeah, well, he's in the fact that he just walked in.
He just walked in
like
my
that's
shop.
So
He walked in my shop, and you ready to catch these hands, bro?
Yeah.
You ready to catch these hands?
You're like, you got 2 bags of groceries. You're like, dude, I got $300 worth of groceries right here.
And so he was like, hey man, I'll do anything. And I'm like, all right, bro.
Well, just to be able to be like, you got out and then you were in a position where you can help someone from that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Don't miss Constellation Stage and Screen's production of The Play That Goes Wrong, on stage March 21st through April 7th at the Waldron Arts Center. Monty Python meets Noises Off in this slapstick farce called the funniest play Broadway has ever seen. It's comic gold that is sure to bring down the house. See The Play That Goes Wrong on stage March 21st through April 7th in downtown Bloomington. Find tickets at cconstellation.org. Like,
Yeah.
it's so cool
And
that it's full circle.
not even be in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We're so far disconnected because that neighborhood's not the same.
Yeah.
But to be connected through that neighborhood, it just made it more special. So
I appreciate you sharing that.
no,
man.
I
That's
appreciate Steve sharing that story with me, because you get so caught up on your daily life. Like, I need to pay these bills, or I need to put this food out. I need to do this marketing. I need to talk to more people. I need to figure out a new product. You forget, most people forget how to be people. And if you don't forget that formula of how to connect and just talk to people and still be yourself, like you and I, man, I mean, we've been knowing each other for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
And our first event was like the chili cook-off. And I still felt uncomfortable, like, he don't even know I'm street. I'm just polished street. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Hollywood Boulevard, bro. We started somewhere, but we got lights on now. There's stars on the boulevard. So that conversation we got to have over food really changed, you know, my dynamic with you. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, absolutely.
and this is even after you came to my shop.
Yeah.
Like, you ate dinner at my shop. It really, like, he's just another guy, bro, who's just trying to pay his bills just like I am. And I felt like, you know, hey, man, we're just two guys like high school.
Yeah. Well, you could just let your guard down. I mean, you have those almost kind of like breakthrough moments or conversations with people where you know them for a long time. And some of the ones I've had have been on here with people where it's like, man, I know him for so long, but it takes a while to get to that point where you're really just like, kind of let your guard down just a little bit, and you're like, not that you're not always yourself, but you're even more genuinely,
you know,
like,
because you're not worried about, you know, I don't give an F if I'm just like hanging out. You know,
you're just really
this is who I am,
just hanging out. Yeah, take it or leave it.
And so I try to put that across my table 90% of the time. You know, there's clients where you can't, you know, let your hair down.
Yeah, you got to be a little more polished.
Yeah, but hey, man, when you come to my table, you get the full Monty.
Yeah.
Whether I'm having a good day or a bad day, the food's always great, but you're getting crazy Uncle PT all the time. Yeah. Like, hey, man, this is what we did for a day. So how was your day? Don't tell your kid to come by the shop so I can tell him not to do that.
Yeah. I'm going to help.
Yeah, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I don't know him, but I'm going to be Unc for a day.
Yeah,
you know?
So like, you know what? Let me help you out. Like, hey, wash your rice next time.
I feel like that's just good advice overall.
You know,
I don't even cook, and I know you got to wash your rice.
You know, but I get to tell people different things, and I never thought food. So I had to listen to the calling, because I didn't sign on to be a chef. The guy who found me, I had just came off the wrestling circuit, and I couldn't wear tights anymore. Like, I could, but I'm 42, bro. The market's kind of dried up. I'm done traveling. I need to figure out how I'm going to make my ends to live the life that I was accustomed to, or create the new life that I want to be accustomed to.
Right.
And so I started washing dishes in Broad Ripple.
Okay. I lived there for a year.
Yeah, and you know how that town is. Yeah. So I started washing dishes in Broad Ripple, and
around when is that?
So this is 10, almost 13 years ago.
Okay, because I was living there 2008, 2009.
Yeah, so I'm right on Broad Ripple Avenue.
Okay, and where were you washing dishes at?
So Chef JJ's was tucked behind the FedEx.
Okay,
so it was like a little offbeat, and he sold the big green egg, and that was his thing. And so I was like a bull in a china shop. Big hands, breaking glass every day. Every day, polishing glass, breaking it.
For the ones that weren't broken, they were clean as hell.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, you couldn't drink out of them anymore because I wore them thin. You know what I'm saying? So it was a transition. But through that process, we came up with, well, he helped me come up with an idea. It's like, he wanted a front man. And he was getting ready to go to a big downtown building. And I had charisma, and I could talk to people. So I quickly got out of the kitchen and wound up being like semi-Sous / operations director guy. And the cool part was I got to talk to all the chefs that he brought in and learn like all their tips and tricks without going through the nightmare stories of actually working in the kitchen.
Right.
And the cool part, and another cool part is I had done enough of that through wrestling to where you could pick up on nuances of people. And to me, wrestling is like my all book. Like I've done so much and met so many people. You can smell BS when BS is there, or, you know, that has been like my influence for the past 30 years. I attribute that to like most people do like Kung Fu or Jiu-Jitsu or Krav Maga or yoga. You get in tune with that and you get to feel people. There is nothing more gratifying, bro. Not gratifying. I would say like knowing that you did your job where you're half naked and all you have to do is say a word. And people either boo or like you.
Yeah.
But then to take that a next further is how do you get these people to buy your product? How do you get these people that you go through this circuit? Because I'll be here 1 week, I'll be here another week, and I'll be here another week. But then I got to come back a month later. How do you keep that story fresh? How do you keep talking to these people and keeping them interested in your character so that guy keeps bringing you on this event? So for me, I figured out how to talk to people as a bad guy without insulting them.
So you played the heel.
Oh, dude. So my moniker is my moniker is still PT Hustler, your friendly neighborhood bad guy. So again, I'm the guy you want on your block, but I'm the guy you don't want on your block.
PT Hustler, your friendly neighborhood bad guy.
And I got like I've always been a comic book fan, and that's where it kind of comes from. So Spider-Man was my number one. I got Spider-Man, Hulk, and Thor, and Wolverine.
All tattooed?
All tattooed.
Yeah.
All tattooed. And people get tattoos for different reasons, but those represented my characterisms at the time as I'm growing up. And the Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood bad guy just stuck. And it let me be a bad guy without being so belligerent to fans. Because those bad guys, you know, you suck, yada, yada,
really
yada.
leaning into it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Like
It's not even leaning into it. It's just so like your mama, or, you know, your shirt's open, or, you know, I slept with your dad last night. Something stupid.
They're talking smack. Yeah.
No, man. I'm like, I get to know their kids. Like, there are generational families that still go to these local wrestling places that I get to pop in and out of, that I've seen their kids grow up.
Wow.
And they remember me taking their hot dog or sitting down next to them and going in their bag and eating their popcorn and daring them to get up and do something. Or making some little kid cry. It is such an amazing connection that they appreciate you taking time out to be a part of their life or making them feel like they're part of the show.
Yeah.
And that's where I figure out how to talk to people.
I want to go to that beginning where you first start. So you're 25 when you're getting into wrestling.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Lake Station, Indiana, man.
So, okay. So what is it? How did that happen? Who'd you talk to? Who
I paid $1,500 for a guy to teach me how not to break my neck.
to do like
how not to break my neck.
Yeah. You're like, what did I say that wasn't clear?
Yeah. So I will contribute this to my my first my ex-wife, mother of my two kids. She saw my dream. And she sacrificed, and we were kids. And again, I'm just a kid coming out of the city. She was a girl from the country. I met her at a bowling alley. We were not supposed to be together. Yeah. If you know what I'm saying. Uh-huh. But, you know, through the love of life and family and her dad, God rest his soul, we waited till my son, the son wasn't supposed to be here. It was an unplanned event, but after, he turned 5, I got to go wrestle.
So you're 25 in Lake Station, son's 5.
Yeah.
Your ex-wife helped sacrifice so you could do that.
Yep.
So you find a guy to train you on how to not break your neck for $1,500. How do you then get into the circuit or start doing small events?
You got to make friends. You got to make friends, but at the same time, it's my first wrestling booking was Indianapolis, which again.
Yeah, big city. Let's go. Got the lights.
Let's go. And so it wasn't even big city. We were at like Emerson Hotel on Emerson, which isn't there anymore. It's called the Sunshine Cafe. There was an Emerson hotel, and we got to wrestle in the basement of this hotel. Me and 4 guys drove up from Lake Station, Maryville, Indiana, to go do this show, and we tore the house down because we're Chicago kids. We're flying around. No one's standing there talking. We're risking life and limb trying to make it. And then there's the after party because we get the party in the hotel. Whole new level of stupidity. Yeah. And we're wrestling on the dance floor. We're just, kids out. We're kids being kids.
Having the time of your life.
Yeah. And so from that moment on, it was like, hey, man, this is what I want to do.
So did you have a different like alter ego that at first, or were you always the PT?
Oh, I've always been. So my original name was Primetime.
Okay.
And then there was a guy who made it to TV before I did. So the whole bit is there's wrestling homage that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's an unspoken word. If you need to use somebody's name or you want to use somebody's gimmick or, take somebody's move, someone's got to give you, permission, right?
Right.
So I wrote the guy in Mexico who was using this name Primetime. Another guy, Elix Skipper, got the TV before I did. So Elix Skipper became Primetime Elix Skipper before PT became PT.
Right.
So it changed up to, okay, so I'll just use the letters PT, Hustla. Yeah. And so then after that, I couldn't even use the word hustler anymore because I got a cease and desist in the mail because my name went into print. You can't use that anymore because the Hustler magazine says you can't. So I changed it. So one of my homies were like, you always out here hustling stuff. You're just trying to get yourself over. You're just out here working. You should change it to PT Hustla.
Yeah, yeah.
And so PT Hustla that night was born. So it's PT Hustla, and it's been that way ever since, man.
So you get to go do the show at the Emerson Hotel. The Bloomington Town Planner is a community calendar owned and published by local residents John and Sharon Martin. Mailed out to Bloomington homes in December of each year, it features school schedules and community events. And don't forget the coupons at the bottom of the calendar. They'll save you money and help you decide on the next restaurant or retailer to check out here in the Bloomington area. Town Planner also has an online calendar which can be found at townplanner.com. Make sure to sign up for their weekly e-newsletter so you can stay on top of all the fun events going on around town. How do you get onto an actual circuit where you're making a living wrestling?
It takes a minute.
Yeah.
It takes a minute, man. It took a year and a half for me to actually like make a paycheck. Like we're paying into this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an investment.
We're paying into this, and to trust these guys not to drop you on your neck. And at the same time, I'm still trying to hold down a full-time job. So I'm a sandwich delivery guy.
In Lake Station?
Well, no. So I'm in Cowes, Indiana now, which is like 20 minutes just west of Lake Station, east of Lake Station. So when we talk about region right there's a whole region up there where...
Yeah, you're popping around.
Oh, yeah, bro. Like Maryville, Hammond, East Chicago, Whiting, Cowes, Sweetfield.
Oh, yeah.
Crown Point, Dyer, where... what's my guy who does the wings by the college?
Oh, Ed Schwartzman?
Ed's from my hood.
From Dyer?
Yeah, Ed's from my hood. I had a conversation with him. He's from my hood.
Oh,
so, yeah, so to be able to bounce around and, figure out where people are is pretty cool. But
there's a lot of people from the region in Bloomington.
Yeah,
a lot, absolutely.
Yeah, and it makes it feel more like home to me a little bit. Like now I'm getting, I've only been here for 3-4 years now, right? Chef Lee was out doing the pop-up dinners before I got the brick and mortar.
Mm-hmm.
You're just meeting people, but you don't actually get to meet people until you set roots.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So once the brick and mortar came out, people were like, hey, this is where I'm from. This is where I'm at. And it's like, oh, now I know where you are. I know where you've been. You're a homie. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like one of the best feelings ever. So I will say Bloomington has made it, meeting the people from different, also, you got so many people from different areas and lifestyles, but to have, to see this new little clique pop up now because I'm out and about more and I'm more open to talking and because my head's so much not in the plate because you still got to market the product. So now, it's not the story of how we got here. It's where we're going now. You know what I mean? You got to change the story. You got to tell them a different chapter that's coming up.
So you get done with wrestling. You're doing the dishwashing at JJ's, then becoming more Sous, learning from all these chefs.
Yep.
What happened between there and you coming to Bloomington?
So I'll just give you the short synopsis. So with that JJ story, the product is we engage with the clients. Most of his clients were overseas because we lived right next to. So I live right downtown in Indy, right? Like walk like from the stadium.
Yeah. And you said you were there 10 years?
Oh my, bro. I had a 2007 Ford Escape. I didn't put any miles on that sucker until
you came down here.
I came down here.
Just walking everywhere.
Every day. Bro, I'm a big comic book fan. I get to patrol the city at night, Batman style. Yeah. Like I would, and then they brought scooters. Oh my gosh, it was like the best Batmobile ever.
Did you have a little cape on while you're scooting around? And it's like flowing?
only on like Fridays.
Sounds like Good Friday.
Oh man, it was good times. It was good times because my job was 7-minute walk.
Yeah, Freedom Fighter Fridays.
Oh, right? Bro, I can't. So moving forward to so we got the place downtown, and now I'm the operations director, and we've got multiple chefs coming in, and the whole bit is we want you to engage with the clients, right? Most chefs don't want to do that. Most chefs just want them to say, "Hey, your food's great." They just want the accolades. We changed the game on that. So as the pandemic got closer, the sales started dropping off a little bit, and we kind of seen that coming. He was good on foresight about that. I took that product of his and I shortened it up and I chopped it up, and I'm like, I'm doing Chef Lee in your home. So I've already built a fan base in Indy.
So you were doing Chef Lee at your home in Indy?
Just about a year before I got down here.
Okay. What brought you down?
I fell in love with the girl.
Yeah.
I fell in love with the girl. She took my heart, man. And
how'd you guys meet? I've never asked you that.
Online.
Yeah. Okay,
online, because
nice.
I
love that.
So I started. So I'm a big fan of technology. Like I started with getting my DVDs, my VHS tapes from different venues. Bought a laptop, got a burner, started selling my CDs out the back of my truck to make extra money. From that, I was doing the mass texting on Nextel when they were out, like group chats. Moving forward, now we're talking, I just talked to Gary here about, moving forward for a commercial, but I've always been, and I'm a geek. I love tech. I want stuff to move forward. I want to be a part of that, but then once you do that, you have to like commit.
Right.
Being a chef, you can't commit to that. You need a team. So
you guys meet online. You
Yep.
go on some dates. You fall in love.
Yep.
Stole your heart.
Yep.
So much so that you're like, I'm gonna move an hour south.
Yeah, because he was either that or San Fran, and San Fran's too expensive.
Yeah.
So lower your prices. I would like to go visit there someday.
So when you get down here, what was that like? You're doing just the Chef Lee in your home. How was it?
So Chef Lee in your home was still popular in Indy for the people who knew to follow the trend. But then I came up with this idea of doing pop-up dinners.
Yeah.
I wanted to like go find the venue, make it a themed event, and then sell that ticket online, because branding is everything. And if you're into marketing, you gotta follow trends. So I decided to say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna market this brand and try to figure out what this charisma and what this face can sell without putting out a menu.
Right.
I want you to buy the good time, knowing that the food's going to be great, but you're coming for the good time and the people that you meet. And that wasn't established yet. This is year one of this like detective story crap. And so like 3 or 4 shows, I did a couple in Brown County. I did the Sycamore Farms. And then through my guy, we found a place right down next to your place.
South Walnut.
Yeah, and 338 South Walnut, ladies and gentlemen. Faces on the building. Can't miss it.
Give him a wink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really ties it all together.
Wait.
Oh, man. Oh, couldn't have drawn up better myself.
No, you can't do that. No, so with that, yeah, so it was that, and then of course you're looking at overhead, you're looking at marketing. It's like, I got this building now, so why am I running anywhere to pay for a building? So So, but to get to where I am with that is, I never wanted to. I was not going to make enough money doing the chef lead dinners. I'm just not.
Just too inconsistent.
No, yeah. And you can only be inspired by so much, and you don't have a following or nothing like that. You gotta create. You gotta have a clientele, a base, people to believe in you and your product. So I met this lady named Cynthia, and she had been doing catering here in this town forever.
Is that Moriarty? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Cynthia Moriarty.
Moriarty.
Yeah, she is my evil nemesis. She's retired now.
Oh, really? I thought you were about to give her flowers.
No, I'm giving her flowers.
Okay. I was like, man, that took. I was like, that was not where
the name Moriarty says itself.
Season 5 of the No Dishes podcast is brought to you by VisitBloomington.com. VisitBloomington.com is the best resource for restaurant and culinary information, special events, fun activities, places to stay, and more in our area. We share a similar mission here on the No Dishes podcast of highlighting local businesses and the people who make our community unique. We can't thank them enough for hopping on board. Check them out at visitbloomington.com to easily plan your next meal, visit, or night out on the town.
That's what's the guy? Yeah, that's Sherlock Holmes. But she is such a sweet lady. We had wine, and she questioned me on what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to just do my dinners and be happy. Oh, that's not gonna work. But she believed in my thought process. And she gave me a celebration of life dinner. And from then on, I talked to dead people with my food. I did that for a while. Like that first booking, I did celebrations of life for like 6 months. Just cooking for dead people.
Really?
Really. And that spawned into everything else. Like she opened the door to catering for me. And I learned how to take the formula and be better at it.
Right.
Because again, I'm a little bit weird on some OCD stuff like execution, timing of food. I don't do cold food. There's a temperature thing for me. There's, how much are you willing to give up? What do you want your show to be? Whether it be a celebration of life or a bar mitzvah. I'm a chef who caters. I'm not a caterer. I think that's a difference.
I like that.
And it's on my sheet somewhere on the pamphlet or something that we're developing now. I'm a chef who caters, which means you're getting a guy you're not getting a teenage kid behind the plate that's just standing there with your food. The guy who's made your food is standing there and he's giving it to you. And I get to have conversations. Last year, bro, I served over 4,000 people.
Wow.
Just me in my little shop. Insane. I didn't never think that would be possible, but I got to talk to probably 3,000 of them personally because I got to serve food. And again, I never did want to accept that calling.
Well, I feel like you found that perfect balance of front of house, back of house, where you get to you get to use charisma, you get to talk to people, and you get to see the best part of making a delicious food is seeing people's reaction when they eat it.
Yeah, and most chefs don't want to go out and do that.
Exactly.
They're afraid of criticism. But bro, if you're doing your job, what criticism do you need, right?
Get them.
So get them. Step up your game.
We're clipping that.
I believe in confrontation, but I also believe in challenging people and coming to the plate. I'm not like one of those let's battle chefs. You know what I mean? Like you can cook the most or whatever. I've done those. It might come up. You know what I mean? And that's something I don't want to do. But I also want to see everybody survive and have a good time at what they're doing and grow in this business because we all have a spot. We all create our own niche, and what may be your cup of tea, maybe not my shot of tequila. So how do we make both of these worlds work?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty to go.
Because there's Tuesdays nights, and then there's Saturday nights.
What are you, a Saturday night?
I'm an every night. Yeah, I'm an every night, bro.
Great answer.
Yeah, I'm an every night.
Don't be trying to pigeonhole me on this Saturday night.
Like,
I'm every night.
No,
you're like
I'm every night, but once a month is Chef Lee's.
Yeah, I like that. So tell me about some of the pods. Or let's actually get into. You got the brick and mortar. How long has that been open now?
So Chef Lee's at 338 South Walnut. It's been open for. We for about, this will be the second year.
Okay.
This is a teenage year.
There we go.
Like, cause the first year we went from 0 to 100, bro. And it's still crazy humbling on like where I could be, what I could be doing, but I'm doing what I want to do and I'm having fun doing it still. And I don't see, because of the way I formulate and live my life and you know, how you surround yourself with people who give a crap and positivity and me being able to be a part of the community. And like, I enjoy talking to random people about briskets and Kroger. It's a great thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why my face is on the building, because I want to be engaging. I want you to know that I give a crap and I'm not hiding behind the kitchen wall.
Yeah,
you have an opportunity to talk to me.
Yeah, you're engaging. And
so for me, that's and I think that what brings it across the plate is, hey man, I want you to have a good time. I want you to, whether if you sleep in silk sheets or no socks on your feet, we all got to eat, and I get to be a little bit of a mediator of that.
Yeah,
and I'm very, very proud and humble to be that guy. And again, it took me a minute to learn that, and I'm still learning in the process. But I cannot be any more grateful for the community of Bloomington, of how they have accepted me and my product, and as me as a person. I mean, and there's still more stuff to come. I still haven't even whipped out like.
I'm sure you've been holding back. You still gotta have something up your sleeve.
Yeah, I got stuff up my sleeve. Like, I want to bring wrestling to this town, but you know, food.
I need to put you in touch with my buddy Matt. Yeah, he brings wrestling.
Yeah, food is how I make my living, and it's my passion. But wrestling has always been what pumps my blood, and it helped me become a young man. It helped me become a chef, because I had to learn how to navigate a kitchen without being in the kitchen. I took that wrestling locker room knowledge and learned, you know, staying away from the crazies,
right, or
talking to the crazies, so I can get this match done. So now you got multiple entities in these kitchens that I'm working in, which is JJ's kitchen. You got multiple entities. I need to get these guys on the same page so we get this product out. I'm their boss, but these guys have been cooking for 20, 30 years. So you know they already got nuances and quips and quirks. The cool part was I got these guys to talk about stuff they didn't talk about by them coming to sleep on my couch or going out to dinner and having beer at 2 o'clock in the morning. Because again, we're living the nightlife of indie, you know, and I got to absorb so much knowledge of the things that they got to do and the things that they should have done, or that horror stories just made me like, okay, we're not doing this, we're not doing this, we're not doing this, but this will work and this will work. Oh, I can fit this in here. One of my best friends, right? His name's Anthony Del Vecchio. He's
dude, yes.
You know Anthony Del Vecchio?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh my God.
So I worked with Molly at Sweetgrass. And Anthony was at the Country Club.
Bro.
And then Molly was at Crazy Horse. Yes, I used to hang out with. I'd go over to their house over there.
Anthony is my sensei.
Yeah.
He will not. He's done with food.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to drop a name I knew, because you were talking indie.
Yeah, so. He is done with food. But dude, bring a tear to my eye.
Well, when we're done, let's call them together.
Bro, that dude, he hard knock life teaching. Like, I can't even explain how we even got together through JJ's, because he was just, you know, the chef guy. And then we got kind of like forced together in the conversation, like beer tastings and wine tastings, and, you know, we're writing schedules and yada, 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 because JJ kind of checked out. But man, that guy right there, bro, I would not be half as good. He won't take any credit for it.
No,
and he will still say, I don't know what you're doing, bro. I don't know why you got a point to prove. Yeah, I got a point to prove.
Yeah,
I got a point to prove, bro. But that guy right there, Anthony Del Vecchio, bro, that is my guy.
That's a small world, man. I love him and Molly are two of the coolest people.
100%.
And that's they're one of those people that you think about. You're like, man, I haven't talked to them forever. I need to like reach out, see how they're doing.
Yeah,
I'm still like Facebook friends with them, but they're not.
Oh, you still need to like. I send them the bird at least once a month.
Yeah,
at least once a month, bro.
Just remind.
Just a once a month bird, bro.
Think about you.
Yeah, every chance to get, man. Yeah. And so that's my guy. So yeah, Anthony Del Vecchio, Bloomington guy is
absolutely, yeah.
And I didn't know. I didn't even make that connection with the Bloomington until I got to Bloomington, because he never talked about B-Town.
Yeah.
Because he got to Indy by LA.
Yeah.
So we never even talked to B-Town until I got to B-Town.
And you realize, because that's, Molly was one of the kick-ass servers when I first started at Sweetgrass.
Nice.
And we had a solid I think she was there almost the whole time I was, or maybe she left a little bit before I was done there. But like, we had a good.
I can't even. That's like, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah.
What? So are you doing one event a month? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, Chef Lee does the Chef Lee product. If you go to cheflee.us, I put out quarterly tickets. Quarterly tickets. So every 3 months, there's 3 months of tickets. You get to choose, or whichever ticket you want to go to for one or all three.
Yeah.
But you have time to do that, and I do that every quarter.
And you've been, I mean, we were just talking, we're recording this February 13th. It'll be out March 5th, I think. Looking to embrace a sober lifestyle or cut back on your alcohol intake? No Buzz Bottles is here for you. Featuring alcohol-free beer, wine, and spirits, there's no need to feel left out at your next get-together. Plus, you'll feel a lot better and be a lot more productive the next day. Locally owned and operated, No Buzz Bottles has a wide variety of offerings, including alternatives for rosé, gin, rum, seltzers, and more. Best of all, they have free local delivery on all orders. Check them out today at nobuzzbottles.com. But you sold out your Valentine. You've been selling out.
Yeah, like, so I remember my first show. My first show, bro, I had like 6 people.
Yeah, hey, you got to start somewhere.
Oh, no, it was great. It was great.
That's talking about one-on-one time.
I overfed them.
They were stuffed so full.
Oh, my gosh. They needed a wheelbarrow to get out of there. I felt so bad because oh, my God. Yeah, I was so excited. But one of my homies, he's a steel mill guy. And U.S. Steel just got sold to some foreign country or whatever. And they're losing their jobs. He's an ex-wrestling buddy too, but we all take different paths in life. We've been having these conversations lately of how did I get to where I am? Like, he just remembers me as a guy who just like punching people in the face, talking all kinds of smack,
right?
Ready to go to the bar. I mean, like, bro, these knuckles tell stories. Like, I'm missing two for a reason.
Oh shit!
I'm missing two for a reason.
What?
Yeah,
Can you
bro.
show that?
Yeah,
that's gnarly. I don't even know if that. Yeah.
And then this one right here is.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen, Pete. I've been.
Garrett's about to get you the zoom. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This hand, the right hand. That's the one.
These hands are not just for cutting.
Yeah, they've been. I love those. Yeah. There's a story.
There's a story. Yeah, they call the glass knuckle. Yeah. It's called the glass knuckle. Yeah.
So quarterly event. What was the one I went to? I'm trying to remember because I remember
you went to the specific one, the
Wellington.
Yeah.
Yes. As soon as I asked, I was like, I remember.
And so that was again. That's so last year, our first year open. I'm sure like the first quarter, I threw like nine menus out there. Like nine. I don't even do menus. Just 9 events.
Yeah.
And as we grew, you got to taper off, figure out what's what, and. So now we're doing one every month, but the beef Wellington has been, it's been a family passion for my wife's son to begin with because he likes it, and no one does it, and I think it's just cool to wrap stuff.
Yeah,
I just think it's cool to wrap stuff and to have fun with it, and again, it's technique. I get to watch cartoons while I cook, bro. Like seriously. I mean, I'm
living the dream.
Transformers for a reason.
Yeah. Because you're transforming ingredients into incredible dishes.
See, there you go. There you go. Use that wordage.
Yeah, what? Prime time, more like Optimus Prime, huh?
No.
Hey.
But
PT. But no, on that wrap thing, you were talking about like you love to wrap stuff. And you came out to that dinner like, guys, has anyone noticed what the theme was tonight?
Right, the whole show.
Everything was wrapped. There was the spring rolls in a wrap. There was the Scotch egg salad. The egg was wrapped, I've had some very good Scotch eggs in my day. That was still to this day the best Scotch egg I've ever had.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
That thing was so freaking good.
So I actually got better on that recipe because,
really?
that Scotch egg was, fully cooked.
Yeah.
I actually figured out how to get the jammy jam in the egg after putting it on my roaster. Like, so I wrap those, but then I use the big green egg to roast it. I figured out how to keep it still jammy. Oh, bro, it blew my. So I took it to this one lady's house, and I was just waiting to cut it, And as soon as I saw the, I was like,
got it,
nailed it, got it. And I wasn't even trying to, but
yeah. Well, the flavor in the pork, the wrap, like around it was like, the egg was like very well done. So I know what you're talking about. Like, but man, the flavors of it. I didn't care about that at all because the flavor is so good, so
I appreciate
smoky,
that. Yeah,
so much going on, so complex. But like
I tried it. So I get that talent from comic books. Like when you open up a page of a comic book, you see. I'm talking old school stuff now.
Yeah,
because I've been collecting. I quit collecting a while back, but I started collecting when I was 10. I'm now 54. My stepson just probably finished organizing 5,000 books. It took him 6 months.
Wow.
Like,
it's a hell of a collection.
And each page I can go to each page and tell you, bro, what inspires me about this book, or where I was, or how I got the book.
Was there a specific inspiration for that Scotch egg?
The Banshee, which is from the X-Men. He's an Irish guy. He does does a sonic scream.
Okay.
But it's green, and he's always wrapped in like this green thing. And I've always, whenever time I think about the Scotch egg, I think about the Banshee character.
Huh.
But my food, I try to, I want my food to be colorful. So I wanted to jump off the page like a comic book does.
Yeah.
But then also when I do my dinners, I think about wrestling matches. You got an opener, which has got to be hot. You got a middle, you got to slow them down a little bit. You got a main event, and then you got to send your fans home happy.
Yeah, well, so the dessert was like this like puff pastry again. Wrapped.
Yeah, the bomb. Yeah.
And you sly dog. You're like, you're telling us everything that's in there. I was like, oh, sounds good. And they're like, oh, and there's cookie dough in it.
Yeah.
Cookie dough wrapped in puff pastry. I'm like, get out of here. And it was so good. It sounded like, oh, you just threw some stuff together, but then you tried it and you're like, no. Oh, and then you said there was like Snickers dust.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, I froze some Snickers and I shaved it. And the hardest part is trying not to get it to melt in your hand while you're shaving it. So it's, again, I get to have a lot of fun, man. It's like when I do my when I do my dinners, it's for the love of the game. And the people I want to impress at the table, so you have something to talk about. Like, we got to go back to Chef Lee's with our friends because that was amazing.
Dude, what have you, I'm sure you've thought about it, but I don't think I've seen it, and I'm sorry if you have done it. Why don't you do a comic book themed dinner?
So you ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
So you ready for this? So I at Sycamore Farms last year, I did this thing called Mad March. And, people think about basketball.
Yeah.
No, I went like Rick and Morty, mad scientist, Mad March crap. So my first bit was I got some dry ice, and the ice expired before I got to do the gimmick because I wanted to do a cold misty Sous. It just went completely flat, bro. So you got tomato soup that night, but I know you had to fix the deal, but so Mad March is in the shop this year. That's March 9th, actually.
Ooh, yeah, that'll be the one right after this comes out.
Right after, yeah. So
hopefully it's not sold out.
So for me, I play video games and comic books, bro, and stories. So currently, right now, I try not to work too far ahead on the menu because crap changes. You know what I'm saying? The inspiration changes. But I'll tell you one thing that won't change. I've been playing this Pow World. For those who don't know, Pow World is my game. Mr. Crotchety 337 if you want a friend.
Yeah, you know
Xbox.
What? That is a first. Have we ever had anyone drop their gamer tag?
Oh, bro, let me say that again. Mr. Crotchety 337 on Xbox if you want to play with a friend.
Are you super crotchety when you play?
Bro, I'm crazy Uncle PT, bro. Yeah. No one is safe.
Yeah.
No one is safe, but it's off. I've had the same gamer guys for about 15 years.
Wow.
15 years. And I was never an online gamer guy. It took a friend of mine to bring me online, and we played Destiny 1 forever, and it just kind of grew and grew. And I'm actually having. So this would be the second time we got together, but I'm actually getting ready to do our group video game party at the shop. Like Uncle PT. People are flying in to come hang out.
Like an old school LAN party?
Yeah, people are coming in to hang out. Like, I got a guy from Texas. I got a guy from California that we've been playing games with for 20 years, bro. And
that's so cool.
Dude.
Because I love those videos you see, like, these two kids have been playing internet games for 10 years. They meet for the first time in person. Are you going to be meeting some of these guys for the first time in person?
No, we did.
You've already done your
So Chef Lee did some weddings for some of my gamer guys here in Indiana. And they flew in for that.
Awesome.
So I got to meet and hang out and greet with them. But this is I'm the oldest out of the group, pretty much like every group I'm in. Uncle PT says we're having dinner. You need to, it took us 6 months to get a date because Chef Lee was being booked, but we're having a dinner and they followed the food page and we grew up together. I mean, bro, these guys, I've stayed up like 24, 36 hours with these guys playing video games. I've left my stuff on where they've heard things. You know what I'm saying? You want to edit that too. So they've been through my life. And so to share, this part of the growth.
Yeah.
And they put the pictures out and they forward it and to see them comment and ask questions about how, one of my guys' wives from Colorado, she came down and I did her mom's, her grandmother's funeral dinner. She thinks, so what's that town next to Richmond? Either way, it's way up there. We met halfway and I gave her the food and yada, yada, yada. She asked about the Scotch egg recipe. She took it home to try it for her husband. Those are the things that I enjoy. Because I got a husband and wife team who play video games together. That's the connection you cannot write. It's like,
does your wife play video games?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And lately she's been getting on my nerves.
Is she Mrs. Crotchety?
No. Her handle's called The Office.
The Office. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. It's like, oh, I got to go to the office for a few hours. She's just playing video games.
She's just because. So once you see the office up there, that's not me. It's not me. Yeah. So she likes the racing games though. She plays the racing games.
I'm not a huge gamer, but I played a lot of Halo, the early Halos.
Yeah, man.
I had XBL on the first on the 360. Dude, it was Christmas. My brother, we set up the old Xbox with Halo 1, and I got to play with my brother and my two nephews.
Dude.
And I was like, dude, this is just to be able to play like a game I played growing up with my nephews around, like one of them's like 13. I don't know. It was so cool for me. And it was like, and dude, you remember
everything.
Everything just comes right back to you.
So for me, when I was growing up, because I've always been a loner kid, like wrestling, like I was a tuba band geek, bro. I didn't know jack diddly about talking to chicks or like, I was a library vice president and then like the treasurer and then the president for one. Dude, this guy was not seeing any trim.
I haven't heard any trim used in a while.
You know what I'm saying? I was not in any place to where I'm like, hey, would you like to go out a day with me? No, I didn't have any of those skills. And then you have the tuba go, whoa, whoa. Bro, no skills. Back at the bus, no skills. So video games have always been my outlet. But I've always played by myself. Then I started playing with my kids when I got divorced. So we were big zombie fans. Oh, anything zombie, we rock.
What was it? Was it Left 4 Dead? Is that what it was?
That one, but before that, there was Call of Duty Zombies.
Oh, there's a Call. I don't know that.
Bro. So that's me. That's what me and my kids played in my apartment, and we just rocked out on that. And then my son went to college, and then he told me about the Destiny thing, and then we all got together and. You got to change the time. You got to be flexible. My kid's a grown man. He's 25 now.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like,
well, that's nice. You can have that bonding experience.
Yeah. We don't even play anymore. It's just like we check in. I see him on the game. I click the headphone. Hey, how you doing? How's your day? All right. You still suck. Let's move on. Love you, but we still move on.
Yeah.
And it's so now, and my daughter's the same way. God bless her soul. She lives in Valparaiso and she's got her own bits right now. But that's a way to keep. That's my way of staying connected with my kids because that's what they grew up on and that's what they know their dad about. this whole cooking thing about this, they have no idea. I even kept them out of the wrestling world.
Yeah,
like on the personal side,
they just know dad and they know video games.
They know dad, video game,
and
now they know that this is how I'm making my living. They don't know nothing about the wrestling game. They knew it took me away from their mom,
right?
But that never changed about us being connected from the digital world. So
yeah, that's awesome that you still have that.
Oh yeah, and I make play dates with my friends. I'm like, hey bro, Chef Lee's got 14 hours a day, but I can check in for 2 hours, bro, before I pass out, and we can run something. But that gives me time to decompress too.
Absolutely.
And again, everybody has their tendencies. Like there are alpha leaders, there are guys who need to be medics, there are guys who need to shoot everything or just hang out. Just depends upon the game and what your team is. And if you're in tune with your people, you fit in. You fit in, no matter what skin color. And people talk about diversity and inclusion so much. You can go to any video game platform and find that without having to insert it.
Yeah, it happens organically.
Organically.
Yeah.
You don't, bro. If you suck at a game, you suck.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're good, you're good. If you want to play, somebody will pick you up, and it's. I love that community. Love that community. I cannot speak. And the name of my community is Kamikaze. So if you ever figure out, how to get to us on Facebook and you want to be a part of something good, Kamikaze is another thing. I'm just plugging all kinds of stuff.
Kamikaze or Karmakaze?
Kamikaze.
Karmakaze,
yep.
Okay.
Kamikaze.
Better business, better community. For over a century, the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce has been a cornerstone of business growth and community development. They are dedicated to helping local businesses thrive. Their business is all about your business. Join the chamber today. Call 812-336-6381 or visit chamberbloomington.org to learn more. And so I want to dive in. So first off,
I got to sign the wall.
Before we forget, it's got to happen. So we got to get the sign here. So find wherever spot, just sign it. We're doing
right quick.
So this is the last recording session we ever have in this studio. We'll have one more episode recorded right after this, and that'll be released the week after this. But it's a sad night, Garrett. We've made a lot of good memories here. We'll have recorded 42 episodes. Wow. 42 episodes in just a little over a year.
I'm number 42.
You're number 41.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, you're throwing 41.
I'm 41.
So we had like 3 seasons of audio only, but this is the 41st video episode that we've done. Yeah.
I've always wanted to do a podcast. It was the wrestling knowledge or how to figure out yourself after you get out of the ring. Because everybody can't do this forever, bro.
No chance.
And not even no chance. It's like you can sell cars being a wrestling guy. You can market other stuff. You can be a spokesperson. You can talk self-motivation. If you believe in yourself and find someone who believes in you, you can figure something out. This is why I have guys on my show in between events that either sing, do magic. They're all ex-wrestling buddies.
Huh.
That found something outside of wrestling.
But use skills that they developed from wrestling.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I need to put you in touch with my buddy Matt because he does 1 or 2 shows a year at the Armory. Brings people in from the Midwest and they do wrestling shows.
Yeah, have you
been down to any of those?
I'm pretty sure that I've run into him probably on a circuit somewhere.
But I can't remember. He doesn't wrestle, but and I can't remember the name of the group, and I'm kicking myself right now. But Chocolate Moose always sponsors it.
So
I think always do them down at the Armory.
I know 2 kids that have been part of this Bloomington area, but it's a while back.
Okay. Either way, I'm going to put them in touch.
Yeah.
But before we've got to get your opinion on other food in town. Okay. Before we let you go. Okay. Do you
want this to be edited?
You just tell me how you feel. I want to know where you like.
I don't go out.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't.
Well, I could have waited 3 more minutes.
So again, I'm a simple man. I have simple pleasures unless I want something out of simplicity. And if I want something specific, I'll make it.
Right. Yeah.
But for me, I'm a traditionalist. I know what Burger King tastes like. I know what a bologna sandwich tastes like. I know what cornflakes taste like. I need to go to your place and hopefully the food that I ordered tastes like that. Or what it's supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? Or what it's supposed to. I have yet to find a place, except for what's the taco place that's right up the street from us?
La Una Cantina?
No, the taco truck.
Oh, Peely's.
Armando's guy.
Peely, yeah. Armando.
So I like that place because it gives me family. And I can get behind family because I met the mom and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Are they the greatest taco in the world? No, because I've eaten 3 Amigos, and that shit's fire. 100%. I go to bat for them, too.
Yeah.
Because, again, the Latino community is part of my heritage, bro. I can't even help it. Those guys taught me so much. And then, we go to the Italian side with Anthony, but I just can't find myself to go out.
Yeah,
but that's not because of it's horrible, but where the world is. We could talk about service. We could talk about the wait line. We could talk about rudeness. Like I don't know how many times I got set underneath stairs.
Yeah. Well, when someone in your position, when you are like, yeah, if I crave something, I just make it. It's the exact opposite of me.
I just make it.
I'm not.
But I don't.
If I crave something, I'm just like, oh, I don't know how to make this, so I'm just gonna.
But I don't crave it because guess what? I have clients who believe in my palate, and I get to nibble on this crap all day, every day when I cook.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So this is why I want Burger King. This is why I want a bologna sandwich because I'm giving the people what they want. And this is what I would like to serve you.
Yeah.
Because I want you to have the best food. So I'm taking that and I have to taste it. I have to eat it. I'm done with that by the end of the day. Yeah. I want to eat some crap.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, bro.
No, I get it. No, it's funny because I'm laughing because I know that feeling where I just want to eat some Taco Bell or you know what I mean?
No, I can't do that.
Well, but you know what I mean.
No, I get fired from my Mexican community if I eat Taco Bell. I know, bro. I never see a Taco Bell in my hand.
Okay, but a Whopper's okay.
But a Whopper's fine because you know what that burnt charred taste is supposed to be. There are a couple of rib joints around here that I like. What's the chef table's pretty good, and the guy from around the corner over there next
Carson?
Yeah,
Jeff Carson.
They're pretty good too.
Yeah.
But I cook in a big green egg. Whole different flavor profile.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, what may, again, I said this before, what may be your cup of tea is not my shot of tequila. So, and then when you cook multiple dishes through the week, your palate burns out. I have to taste all this food all the time.
So you just need a good Whopper reset.
I'm
not getting a bologna sandwich reset.
I cannot.
No, I get it. I'm following.
But again, what may not work for somebody else works for me. This is how I cleanse my palate, so I can get myself right to make sure that this vichyssoise is good. This prime rib with this garlic aioli and basil reduction sauce is on fire because I may have eaten it 4 times already.
Yeah,
I need to reset so I can get that.
I'm tracking. Well, that's why I love
bologna reset.
Huh? Bologna reset.
That's our new term. Oh, again, hit him with the old amuse-bouche bologna reset.
I used to use words like moose-bouche and all that. Hey, man, I'm not that guy.
Right? Yeah. Hey,
I am just a guy who found his way through the culinary arts, and I've been using everything I've learned as I grew up, and I apply it to the plate. And every time you get a dish from me, you're getting me. Whether it be catering for IU, cooking for a celebration of life, your 15 people at your wedding reception dinner, every plate I make, you are getting me totally. And I can't sell it any place else. So,
yeah,
you either like me or don't like me. But either way,
you're going to keep doing your thing.
Keep doing it.
Man, I can't. That's the best way to end it because that just sums it up so well. Man, you're amazing.
Thank you for having me, dude, man. I appreciate it.
Always so good getting to hang.
Yeah, man. This is our second time, so we've always chatted, but I really appreciate hanging out with you at the Chili Cook-Off. It gave me a different insight of hey, man, Jordan's one of the big dogs in town. I'm sitting with one of the big dogs. Let me push my chest.
Nah.
No, bro. No. Because if you don't carry yourself as a star, no one else will.
I'm not. That's not even what I'm trying to do.
But at the same time, we have a role to play. we have people that you're putting me on. You're putting me on. That's a star's role. Like you like, bro, like seriously, I'm like, and this is the same thing I did with the Ethan kid. If we don't do these things and we don't carry ourselves a certain way, then we're just every day. We have to set the tone. And so with that, I can say thank you for giving me an opportunity to help set the tone, because you helped put me on, and I'm going to continue to do the same.
I
use that.
Well, I was going to say, when I showed up at that beef Wellington dinner, you treated me like we've been friends for many, many, many years, and that to me is what like set that tone for like, oh, okay, like we're there.
Oh, it got really deep at the chili cook-off.
I know, but like that dinner was where like you were like acting like I was an A1 day one, even though we only met a couple times.
I want everybody who comes into the door to be this way. Like, hey, bro, you're at your uncle's house. You don't have any control of the TV, but you know you're going to eat good. And you know you're going to be taken care of. Yeah. And you know that people that you're going to be sitting next to, you're going to trade phone numbers. You're going to find out about their kids. Yeah. You're going to learn different something. Like, it just still humbles me, and it just baffles me how great this community is. It's a beautiful thing.
Nothing but love for you, man. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you.
What another great episode. Thanks again to Visit Bloomington for being our Season 5 title sponsor. If you haven't checked them out yet, go to visitbloomington.com. This episode of the No Dishes Podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Garrett Portinga of Green Hat Media in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana.
No dishes.
No Dishes Media.
No Dishes Media.